so I'm thinking we all good, we doing like, we went to like, let's just give you an example. We went to a haunted house. He didn't want to be with me. He wanted to be with, just be weird. And so after that, I was just like, you know what? Forget it. It's just him, because he's around his family. We're going to give it a time. So a couple of days passed on. Situations happened to where, I'm going to be honest, he would front in front of his brothers. It was like making them think that I have different girls. Like I'll let him talk to different girls on his phone. That's not the case. Never been the case. Never will ever be the case with any other future relationships. Like, I didn't play that. So we had a mutual friend that he would talk to, and it was her. Like, but he would have his brothers thinking that I have all these different, like, I'll let him talk to all these different females in front of me, which is, like I said, not the case. So I talked to the mutual friend of ours, and she said, yeah, it was me. I was like, okay, that's fine. So I went back to him, and I was like, why would you sit here and do that, blah, 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 blah. And I guess he got really mad. And so he started cussing me out, calling me out of my name, y'all. When I say the mental abuse was so bad, y'all. The mental abuse was so bad. It got to the point where I would just cry because he would call me fat, ugly, blah, 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 blah. And so it was okay. I was just like, okay. I told him, I said, you're going to be, keep on playing with me. You're going to be girlfriendless and childless. Like, because I was going to pack my shit and I was coming back home. And so, and that was really the case. I was going to pack my shit and come back all the way home. So, I stayed. We ended up breaking up after that. He was like, I can't deal with this shit anymore. Blah, blah, blah. And we broke up that day. We was officially broke up that day. So, after that day, it was filled with, after that day we broke up, y'all, it was filled with constant, disrespect. That's when it started getting physical. That's when the physical started happening. Physical abuse, throwing water on me, just fist fought about twice. I want to say twice. We physically fought. To the point where the last time stuff was thrown. Like, stuff was constantly thrown. And I don't want to get into the reasons why we physically fought, because that's just like, don't need to be talked about, but we physically fought twice. After that, the name calling still was going on. It was abuse. And with all of that mixed into one, and then the thing to top it off was, he tried to commit suicide, and in front of Nathan. Like, all of this happened in front of Nathan, and I was to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. So at that point, I called my mama, and I was like, Mama, whatever you can do to get me a bus ticket, I will pay you back when I get my last check. I need to come home. And so when he found out that I was literally packing my stuff, he backtrack. He would go to work after we went to our job. We worked at McDonald's together, and he ended up going and telling the people at work what happened. And the people, like his little group of friends or whatnot, the guy he hung out with, came up to me, looked at my face, and was like, oh, I thought you had a black eye. He said he blocked your eye, and just did all of this crazy, goofy stuff. And y'all, when I say I was done. I packed my stuff. I called my mama, packed my stuff. She said she couldn't do it on the 15th. She'll do it the next day, the next time she got paid. And my mama said, this better be real because I'm buying a ticket. And I packed my stuff. And on December the 20th, he decided he wanted to try to commit suicide in front of Nathan. And at this point, I'm thinking, I done been called out of my name. I've been physically abused, mentally abused, emotionally abused. abuse to out of control. Like, enough abuse. Enough is enough. I packed my stuff up, packed up Nathan's stuff, and he stayed in the mental institution until Christmas Eve, because that's what the day we left. We left Christmas Eve night. But I'm not going to get into too much into that detail because I don't really want to talk about that. What really took me for a toll was that my son had to watch me pull him out of a tub and drag him out of the bathroom. That was it. That was the ending straw for me. That was just too much for me to handle, and too much for a baby to see. Nathan was like 2, about to be 2. Nathan was 2 when this happened. And so I was just like, that's too much for a child to see. So I packed our stuff, literally, y'all, and on Christmas Eve, I spent all day on Christmas Eve, packed our shit. We spent 15 to 18 hours on a Greyhound Christmas Day, and we got home Christmas night. And that's my story of how I became a single mom. The physical abuse, the mental abuse, emotional abuse, my son watching everything that was going on, that's what took a toll and made me become a single mom. I couldn't let my child watch that go on any longer. I would not ever in my entire life let my son see that ever in my life again. And after that, I had to be strong. I had to learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. I had to learn how to love Nathan even more. And I became strong. Yes, I did cry. And I ended up moving back into the apartment. When I came back home, I ended up moving back into my apartment. And when I say that apartment was trashed, y'all, I wish I took pictures of it. Like, it was so bad. It took an entire week for me and my brother to literally clean that apartment up. It took me and both of my brothers to clean that apartment. It was so trashed. It was disgusting. It took, the electricity was off. I had to pay that bill. It was disgusting, y'all. And when I say I literally had enough, and I grew from that, I was stronger. And you can grow from physical abuse, mental abuse. And if somebody tries to kill themselves because you leave them, that is not love. That is not love. That is, I don't care if you have a child, pack your shit up and leave. I'm telling you, if you're not comfortable in a situation, y'all, pack your shit up and leave. And that goes for anybody. I'm not gonna sit here, and I didn't get into too much detail of the physical, the mental, and emotional abuse because I'm past it. I just know that I'm not going to let no one else in this lifetime treat me less than what I need to be treated. And you don't have to either. It was physical, emotional abuse. It was too much. And you can leave. If I can leave, you can leave. And let me tell you, during that time I was so weak. But it took me to be strong. And let me tell you, I was strong because not only because I had a child, but because I had people who loved me. My auntie, my mama, my grandmother, my other auntie, my sister, my brothers, Nathan's Momo, Nathan's Gigi. I had all of these people who was holding me up. And that's what happens. Surround yourself with people who will hold you up. Strong people. And you can get out of any situation. I don't care if the man whoops your ass, leave that situation. You love that man so much, leave that situation. A man is physically, emotionally, physically, emotionally, mentally abusing you, leave. Pack you and your kids up and leave. There are shelters for you to go to. There are safe places for you to go to. Pack your shit up. Go to a friend's house. Go to your mom's house. If you have to leave that situation, leave. Because it would only get worse if you didn't leave. And I'm glad that I left when I left. Because I didn't want my baby to see that stuff. Now, I'm in a place where that shit don't hurt me anymore. I'm in a place where I can honestly talk about it and not cry, not get mad, not, feel any type of feelings towards that situation. And I'm so glad. Because if this was me about 3 years ago, when this stuff was happening, I'm telling you, I would have been crying. I would have been hurt. I would have been angry. I would have been mad. I worked it out through the good Lord. And if whatever you believe in, let me tell you, that's how you're going to get through it. I was strong. That's why I feel like I'm so strong now, because, y'all, honestly, I've been through enough and I've seen enough to know my worth, to know enough. But anyway, y'all, let me stop talking. Let me get in this house but it's still raining. But anyway, let me get in this house because I don't even know how many minutes this video is. But I might just split this video up into 2 parts, 3 parts, if it's long enough. And I will see you guys later. I love you guys so much. Like I said in the beginning of this video is not to step on anybody's toes. It's not to put anybody's business out there. It's simply my story to put out there to just say you can get out of any situation. I don't care if you're married, you're engaged, or anything, y'all. This story time is just to help somebody else. And for you guys to get to know me just a little bit more without putting too much out there. So you guys, I love you so much. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in my next one. I love you. I love you. Give me hugs. We're going to start giving air hugs. Give me an air hug. Okay, bye, y'all.
I can have it cause I get it myself. Tryna set limits, I'm not with it, I'm the goat, I'm the best. Yeah.